Yes. Hello. Thank you. Yes. Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello. Thank you. Look at that picture. How does it seem to you now? Does it seem to be persisting? Yes. Hello. Look at that picture. Yes. Hello. Thank you. How does it seem to you now? Look at that picture. Does it seem to be persisting? I'm not there. For the times they are changing. Reconsider women leaders and capitalism and capitalism and capitalism now. For the times they are changing. Class-free society, no leader, good care, nothing to wear in the harem, at the prom, at the masked ball, murder, schoolyard massacre, the die is cast. Stop the hate. Stop the hate. Stop the hate. Stop the fear. Stop racism. Stop the race. Second place. First class. Second rate. I don't wanna. I don't think so. I don't wanna. I don't think so. I don't wanna. I don't think so, baby. The Willendorf Venus is more beautiful than a race car. Revolution. Earth belongs to all. It's alone, the mother planet and capitalism. The movement, the movement. The movement, endless column, the movement to end capitalism, end capitalism, end capitalism. Now, hate of women in the harem, alienation in the workplace. In the harem, alienation in the workplace, hate of women. And capitalism, now hate of women, straight, white male, the beached whale, dynamite in China, same kind of people who think, wearing a suit and tie is just dressing normal, world domination, the United Nations gun control, abuse of power comes as no surprise. Abuse of power comes as no surprise. You know, for the times they are changing. Class-free society, gun control, exorcism of Anglo-Saxia, anorexia, you know. You know, abuse of power comes as no surprise. Abuse of power comes as no surprise. Ugly people shouldn't breed. Ugly people shouldn't breed. Ugly people shouldn't breed. Money creates taste. Ugly people shouldn't breed, you see. A thin line, change your mind. Besides, who decides? Who decides? A thin line, wash the fortress. The future's so bright. 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 I'll make the world explode. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Do 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 you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Did you like that? Do 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 you like that? Did 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 you like that? Corporate cannibal, treat you like an animal, like a Hannibal, like a clown. Corporate cannibal, excuse me while I kiss this guy. The hidden lies, glass box in the sky, like the most natural thing in the world. The I and I, the battleship Earth, for what it's worth, the mother planet. Corporate cannibal, pray for me. The body of Christ, pray for me. The blood of Christ, the chosen few like me and you. Who said sending off people to prison was normal? Corporate cannibal, treat you like a criminal, like a Hannibal, slave to the rhythm of your corporate prison. Pray for me, can't get enough, pray, pray for me. Pray for me, Batty boy, boom, Batty, Batty boy, boom, boom, Batty, need to stay away from we. Hope is the last thing that leaves. What you need, I don't want. What you have, I can't use. Gospels of greed, Somali pirates and Ponzi schemes. Primitivist, hit list, anti-materialist bliss, televangelist, hot tips. How come we can't all just get along? First will be last, future will be past. Need to stay away from we. Treat others the way you yourself would like to be treated. The word made flesh, fatty boy. Hope is the last thing that leaves. You went back to what you knew. And you, dead hand stretching, pay back the green you stole for your money. And you, dead hand stretching, you went back to what you knew, so far removed from all that we had been through. Final unfettering, and you, dead hand stretching, pay back the real deal, birds and the bees, pay back the trees. Thou shalt not kill, though what thou wilt. Corporate cannibal, treat you like an animal, like a Hannibal, like a plant. Batty boy, boom boom batty, vegetables are people too. Need to stay away from we, the chosen few. The who is who, the young will be old. Talk to me, bought will be sold. Batty boy, boom, boom baby, boom. Tell me your dreams, tell me your story. Am I in them? Batty boy, boom, boom, Batty. Rich will be poor. It's the war. Thou shalt not kill, though what thou wilt. Treat others the way you yourself would like to be treated. Treat others the way you yourself would like to be treated. Shall be the whole of the law. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, totally faking it, shall be the whole of the law. Time of the assassins. Boom, boom, Batty, corporate cannibal, eat you like an animal, like a manimal, like a beast. I'm a man, boom, boom, Batty, pray for me. I'm a man, boom, baby, baby, boom. Can't get enough, pray, pray for me. I'm a man eating machine. The word made flesh, hurry up and wait, open up and bleed, pray for me. Kids with kids, it's a war, one child per household. The book of love, book of books, spreading the word, making yourself heard. I'm a man, boom, boom, baby, boom. I'm a man, can't get enough, pray, pray for me. I'm a man, eating machine. I'm a man, eating machine. Can't get enough, pray, pray for me. Pray for me. I'm a man, eating machine. I never could fuck you. I never could hold you. I never could touch you. Hey, hey, you're a soldier. I never should have told you what I told you. Hey, hey, what you do. I never could fuck you. I never could hold you. I never could touch you. Hey, hey, you're a soldier, the third eye, somebody else's guy. I never should have told you what I told you. Hey, hey, if the hills could kill, if your eyes could smile, open up and bleed, see your eyes see, feel your heart feel, the void, giving voice to the voiceless, an unknown soldier calling people names. So we call this the word Text Vortex after the vorticist movement from early 20th century London. The name was given by poet Ezra Pound, and has to do with this kind of hole that you're sucked into, and it was some kind of subdivision of the futurist movement from Italy, with Marinetti, who was the leader of that movement, writing the Futurist Manifesto. And the first poem I read had some of these lines of hate of women and this belief in the machine. The machine would destroy the old and introduce the new reality. And this was before World War I, and then at some point with the war starting, the world was actually being destroyed by machines, and people started to rethink these commands and these editorial phrases that you have in these early movements. Ezra Pound was also living in Italy, and when Mussolini came to power, he had the bad judgment of offering him his support, and he was on the radio in 42, 43 in Rome, defending Mussolini's fascist Italy, and he was against capitalism. He was against. He had a belief in the spoken, and he was a translator of Chinese and Provençal, Renaissance Italian, and various sort of oral cultures. This was his and classical Greek, Latin. And he had somehow this misconception of believing the fascists to be continuing this kind of classical tradition, and he was mainly against capitalism and communism. And at some point, as the Allies was invading Europe, Italy was invaded, and Ezra Pound was caught, and he was put in first in an internment camp in a cage in Italy, in Pisa, where he wrote the Pisan cantos, and then he was transferred to the U.S. To a prison there, and charged with national treason. And at this time, national treason would have had you killed. It was a death punishment for that. Maybe it still is. I have no idea. But so he was basically expecting to be killed by his own country, by the U.S. I forgot where I'm going with this now, but at some point they declared him unfit to stand trial, and he was instead put in a insane asylum in California, where he spent 12 years. And at some point he was released and then came back to Italy. And the video I'm showing downstairs from my exhibition has some of these found experiences, and the question, if you can't be crazy as an artist, then what? What Ezra Pound did when he came out was he of the asylum was that he stopped talking. So the last 10 years, 62 till 72 of his life, he was not talking to people. And for someone who was so engaged in the spoken and the rhythms and the melodies of language, this is quite extraordinary. But there are a couple of exceptions, and one of them was an interview that you can actually see online on the internet, on YouTube, when he is talking with Pier Paolo Pasolini, and he never really apologized or explained his support for Mussolini, but this act of keeping quiet for a decade is maybe a way of making amends, and also the fact that he was speaking with Pier Paolo Pasolini, a gay communist Catholic, whatever, strange figure that would have been quite alien to his earlier convictions, is also maybe some kind of sign that he had realized that he had made a mistake. And you should look at it. It's very beautiful, because you have this man who hasn't spoken for years, who is now speaking with Pasolini, and Pasolini they are half a year later, they are both dead, bound from old age, and Pasolini from being murdered on the beach outside of Rome. And he's in his 50s, and he sits like a little schoolboy in front of this Old Testament biblical character of Ezra Pound, who is explaining to him that the cantos, the last 30 years of his life, he was dedicating to one word, which was the cantos, and the cantos means songs, and are often perceived as a kind of hodgepodge of fragments of things you can't really make sense of, and they are extremely difficult to understand or follow. But it's in Italian, actually, the interview, so he then says ma non è così, è musica, and he's explaining that there's a kind of melodic, there's a kind of musical compositions to all of his writing, and you can actually understand the poetry through listening to the way it sounds, and there's a kind of idea of a kind of musical composition that could also be somehow structuring human knowledge, and I was very interested in this as a kind of counter idea to how we maybe use music at present, where music is somehow playing in the car or killing time. It's something that we're using to fill out the silence, and with Pound you have more like a kind of Ur sonata, Schwitter's idea of sound being a kind of
an instrument for structuring human knowledge, and both the meaning of the words but also the sound of the words would be somehow transferring knowledge. Also in the way oral cultures were operating as far as we understand before there was writing and before there was a literary thing invading us as people. I have this is a book about Pound, which came a couple of years ago by Richard Siebert. He's an academic from California, I think. It's very, very interesting. There's a selection of all his poetry, and then there's all these notes where you can actually understand sort of what he's talking about, and you can go back and forth. And, I've been doing this since last summer and endlessly digging into these things, and yeah, just to sum up, I was also, of course, Pound is mostly known for having edited The Wasteland, the poem from T.S. Eliot, that was somehow existing as a pile of notes, and the poem itself owes a lot to Ezra Pound, and you can also, when you read his poetry, you can recognize this kind of particular sort of distanced observation of things in your surroundings. That is also that's very, 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 very familiar from Eliot's poetry. They're both snobs and elitist snobs, and this was somehow my point I wanted to come to with my own writing, which is also consisting of a number of quotes and lines from things that I pick up, but it's done somehow in some kind of spoken word version of writing, and more for this kind of presentation that we have here, and we have also in the exhibition the Give Poetry a Try button that you're welcome to pick up and wear, and also to follow this encouraging idea of writing your own poetry. It's more about some kind of everyman's possibility of writing or of expressing yourself through the spoken word as something anyone can do. And I have one more long poem which is based in Beijing. It was written for Yusuf, who was running something called the Basso in Berlin, and it was a very popular bar and sort of a gay community, artist community, and we were also publishing a magazine, and this was written for the Basso review, and it has the question: who run this mother? Who run the world? And the answer is girls, and then the different girls who are the ones running the world come up at some point. It's Caril, Johannes, Paul, Retner, Mario, and Thomas, so it's all these different gay friends of mine who was working at this place who are the ones running that place and running our world somehow, and so it's girls, but the girls are men, and yeah, it all gets kind of messed up.
Based in Beijing. Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Girls. Who run this mother? Girls. Alcoholics. Anonymous. Mandarin Dutch. Based in Beijing. Who run this mother? Girls. Who run this mother? Girls. Bad lady. Homeless people. Who run this mother? Alcoholics. Anonymous. How do I make myself a nobody? Upstairs, downstairs. How do I make myself a nobody? Upstairs, downstairs. How do I make myself a nobody? Upstairs, downstairs, out to lunch. Who run this mother? Who run the world? Girls. 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 How do I make myself a nobody? Nobody likes me a lot. Battleship Earth, Alcoholics Anonymous. Who run this mother? Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Girls. Who run this mother? How do I make myself a nobody? Alcoholics Anonymous. Anonymous homeless people. A house is not a home. Notes on can. Asylum seeker. Chic. Notes on can. Give me shelter. Illegal, alien, immigrant, slave, labor. Asylum seeker. Chic. Dictator. Chic. Glamour of the violence. How do I make myself a nobody? Notes on can. Give me shelter. It's a bird. It's an airplane. Women and girls. Chicks with pigs. It's a bird. It's an airplane. Women and girls. Chicks with pigs. It's a bird. It's an airplane. It's a bird. It's an airplane. It's a bird. It's a bird. Chicks with dicks. It's a bird. It's an airplane. It's a bird. It's an airplane. It's a bird. It's an airplane. It's a drone. Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a drone. Alcoholics Anonymous. Anonymous. It's a drone. Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a drone. Alcoholics Anonymous. Anonymous. It's a drone. And will we realize that acts of desperation are made out of desperation? Who run this mother? Women and girls. How do I make myself a nobody? Ones and zeros. In every street corner, in every street, there's somebody looking to make themselves a nobody. Ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. Zeros and ones. An unknown soldier ones and zeros, ones and zeros, from hero to zero in no time. Ones and zeros, zeros and ones, zeros and ones, ones and zeros, ones and zeros, little one, an unknown soldier, bringing flowers to your grave, raining on my parade. Little one, an unknown soldier, bringing flowers to your grave, raining on my parade, crying on your shoulder. Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Girls, who run this mother? Who run this mother? Girls, who run the world? Who run the world? Who run the world? Girls, Yusuf et Iman, who run this mother? Who run this mother? Girls, Kirill, girls, Johannes Paul Retner, girls, Mario, girls, Thomas, girls, Jan, who run this mother? Who run this mother? Girls, who run this mother? Who run this mother? Women and girls rule my world, I say they rule my world. Who run this mother? Women and girls rule my world, I say they rule my world. I say they rule my world. A house is not a home. Hustler white. A house is not a home. Hustler white. Crying on your shoulder. Sell the house. Sell the kids. Forget it. Crying on your shoulder. Collective amnesia. Sell the house. Sell the kids. Forget it. Crying on your shoulder. Collective amnesia. Sell the house. Sell the kids. Forget it. Crying on your shoulder. Collective amnesia. House of Dior. House of Balenciaga. Sister, mister from the house of domination. Forget it. I'm never coming back. House of Dior. House of Balenciaga. Forget it. If it's for free, it's not for me. Crying on your shoulder. Ich brauche my space. Droid manifesto. Crying on your shoulder. Ich brauche my space. Ich brauche my space. Crying on your shoulder. Ich brauche my space. Ich brauche my space. Crying on your shoulder. Sell the house. Sell the kids. Forget it. Alexander McQueen. Isabella Blow. Alexander McQueen. Isabella Blow, Alexander McQueen, Alexander McQueen, sell the house, sell the kids, forget it, collected amnesia, anorexia, nevrosa. How do I make myself a nobody? John Galliano. How do I make myself a nobody? John Galliano. Alexander McQueen. Isabella Blow. Alexander McQueen. Isabella Blow. John Galliano, forget it, I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back, forget it. Forget it, crying on your shoulder, based in Basso. Crying on your shoulder, based in Beijing. Forget it, based in Besenkammer, based in Basso, based in Beijing. Forget it, based in Basso, based in Besenkammer. Crying on your shoulder, can, as can, crying on your shoulder, hustler, white, tried on for size, my girlfriend's new wife, hustler, white, Oscar Wilde, Kim Wilde, Oscar Wilde, Kim Wilde, Oscar Wilde, Oscar Wilde, Kim Wilde, hustler, white, Missy Elliott, T.S. Eliot, 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 T.S. Eliot, tried on for size. Missy Elliott, T.S. Eliot, Missy Misdemeanor Elliot. My girlfriend's new life, my other boyfriend, wife, mother, and queen, Alexander McQueen. Wife, mother, and queen, all by my all, a lonesome. Wife, mother, and queen, all by my all, a lonesome. On the beach, do I dare to eat a peach? Beach is a witch, all by my all, a lonesome. Girls, Balthasar, girls, Martin, I'm never coming back. Do I dare to eat a peach? I'm never coming back. 6-pack on the beach, I'm never coming back. Drunken haze, I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back. Sex, lies, and videotapes. Land lies down on Broadway. Sex, lies, and videotapes. Land lies down on Broadway. Sex, lies, and videotapes. I'm never coming back. Sell the house, sell the kids. Forget it, collective amnesia. Start from go, count numbers, it's the thought that counts. Start from go, count the numbers, it's the thought that counts. Count the numbers, count the numbers.